Communicators corner where voices unite, sharing our passion, reaching new heights. Join the revolution where dreams come true. At Communicators Corner, it's all about you.
Okay, my name is NK and I'm going to be your host for this evening. Yes, good evening. Okay, so today we are going to be having a guest that is going to speak to us about the role of technology in modern broadcast journalism, the role of technology in modern day broadcast journalism. Emmanuel, please, can you help me with the bio? Thank you. Okay, like I said earlier, we're going to be learning about the role of technology in broadcast journalism, and we have a guest here today. So I'll just be telling us who the guest is. Sarah Ayeku is a broadcast journalist who has a passion for telling stories that will inspire and evoke change in communities. In 6 years, her work on the plight of minorities and underreported communities in Nigeria has awarded her multiple awards and recognitions at different forums. She has been nominated twice for the Nigerian Media Merit Award for having the best production of the year. She was first runner-up for IOM Migration Reporter Award in 2020. For exposing erosion and landslide problems in the southeastern of the country, she won the Humanitarian Award of Regent Africa in 2022 and received Rotalium Award for exemplary service to mankind in 2023. Recently, she became a fellow of the Female Reporters Leadership Program Fellowship, an initiative of the Walusho Inca Center. Can you hear me, please? Okay. An initiative of the Walusho Inca Center for Investigative Journalism. She is a senior correspondent and program presenter and wicked anchor on TVC News. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome our speaker for today, Sarah Ayeku. You're welcome, ma'am.
Yay, I'm welcome. Thank you so much. It's been nice to have everybody's video on, but it's fine. Can you all hear me? Okay, cool. How are we doing? I hope the rain is not disturbing us.
Not at all, man.
Oh, cool stuff. Cool. So this is going to be very conversational, right? Because we're in broadcast, and in broadcast we like to talk, right? And we like to ensure that we're communicating. So we're going to make this really conversational. I'm not going to try to talk down and give you bamboozle with some kind of terminologies. I'll try not to. So I want to say first off, thank you so much to Communications Corner. When I saw your invite, I was like, small me. Oh my God, how did you get to know me? Oh, okay, it's fine. So I want to say thank you so much. I find it as a privilege. So after I did the program with the Walusho Inca Center for Investigative Journalism, and that program gave me purpose as to why I'm actually in journalism and why I'm in TV. So I'm not just there to show my face on screen. I'm there for a purpose, and that's what I want to share with you all tonight. The topic I was given, right, is the role of technology in modern broadcast journalism. Can you all hear me?
Okay.
Why are your videos not on? First off, right?
Yes, we can.
But why are your videos not on? Just press the video button and let me see your faces so I know I'm communicating. Can I see your faces? Please, please, please. We'll do one or two so I know that there's someone listening. So we're good?
We're communicating.
Oh, okay, cool stuff. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for putting on your video. All right, so let me just get into what I was told to do today. And so I was asked to, talk on the role of technology in modern day broadcast. And I would say a very interesting topic because when we talk about broadcast journalism, right, we are talking about gathering information, processing information, disseminating information, particularly news, right? And we're doing this through electronic media. So when we say electronic media, we're talking about television, radio, and online platforms. So when I saw this topic, I'm like, who won't broadcast well without technology, right? Because technology gave birth to broadcast. Broadcasts would be nowhere without technology. We would have just been reading postcards, newspaper, and all of that stuff, right? Technology is the fulcrum, is what holds broadcast journalism. And so without technology, we wouldn't have broadcasters. We would not have those who are, back in the day when we used to watch all those old movies of in the village of people who town criers, and had people displaying printed copies of news and material of information. And then technology came, which is one of the beautiful innovations of mankind. Technology came, and then it gave us what we have today as broadcast equipment, as in camera, microphone, laptops, phones. And so that's why technology gave birth to broadcast journalism. It gave it life. And that's why some communication scholars will say that broadcast journalism is a conversational media. So here we have stories are being read, you can hear them, you can watch, you can feel, and interestingly, you can now take responses from our audience, right? And in the last 10 years, the Nigerian broadcasting industry has gone through significant changes. And all of these changes are driven by technology. They are driven by technology. So if you take a look at even some of the components of broadcasting, which is research, investigation, news writing, editing, video and audio production, live reporting and anchoring, interviewing and storytelling, all of these components of broadcasting, right, is driven by technology. And so there's nothing we can do as broadcasters we can't do without technology. I just want to open up the room a bit so you hear some of us talk. How many of us, I don't know if you guys are aware, but how many of us remember we're going to watch TV by 4 p.m. on Channels Television? How many of us remember? Anybody in the room? When we used to rush over to watch TV by 4 p.m. And that's when TV opens up instead of the more conventional 24/7. Anybody remember that time? Anybody? Oh yes.
There are a lot of Gen Zs on the call, ma.
Oh my lord, you guys are enjoying. So if there's anybody on the call that remembers that time where we used to rush over to watch TV, can you just share your experience quickly? Aside Gen Z, so that you know what we faced. All right, go ahead. I think let's have Open speaks first before we have Grace. Go ahead.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening. We can hear you. Go ahead.
Yeah. Far back then, when we rushed through 4 o'clock, I guess that is when the TV station starts operation. Then they start with this cartoon. So, why I remember then is because when I leave school, when I close, I want to leave the lesson as fast as anything. So that then my neighbors then they use our room as the network. We have the color TV, while them they have the black and white. So they want to watch channels. The channels is more clearer on our own TV because we watch cartoon. And the cartoon will last from 4 to 6. But then after the network news, 6, 7, 8, and which you should be expecting them to close by 12 too.
12, can you imagine? Imagine closing by 12. They'll open television stations will open by 4 and then they'll close by 12. I remember, let's have Grace share experience. Grace,
Good evening, everyone. The one I actually remember is this NCA show. I think it's Super Story by 8 p.m. And everyone will have to rush home. Everywhere you are, you have to close down your shop and whatever you are doing that time, and just rush to any available TV station or TV house to watch the Super Story. And I could remember, a room will now be like a showroom to everyone.
Yes. Very true. And so I can see the Gen Zs of this world, man, you guys are enjoying a lot, right? You can have news content at your beck and call. In short, we're the ones fighting for your attention these days. So that's what technology has done. And I just want us to appreciate technology, you know, and appreciate the fact that we don't have to wait that long. But if I take it back a bit, to just taking a look at the Nigerian broadcasting industry and how we've moved from analog to digital broadcasting. I'll bore you with that. So even at that time, right, we have not even seen the wonderful nature of technology. And so when we started seeing the wonderful nature of technology, when we had 24/7, right, news stations broadcasting 24/7. So if you go to a conventional CNN, BBC, Reuters, RT, all of those stations, right, they tell you they're broadcasting 24/7. And when they say they broadcast 24/7, it's not necessarily live broadcasting. It could be pre-recorded programs playing on TV, and then they could be live. But you share whenever you switch on your TV, right? You have something to watch. So that's why they call it 24/7. But very interesting. Now that there is AI, mobile phone, social media, people can access information, news, 86,400 seconds. And I'm talking seconds, not just 24 hours in a week. Now, by the second, right, everyone can access information just at the tip of your fingers. Information is there. You can access it. So we're dealing with information by the second and not information by the hour. We don't have to wait until news on the hour to break a story. And that's what technology has done, right? And then there is an unprecedented access to news. So just imagine that we have about 5 billion people with mobile phones, right? Just imagine. I'm not saying 5 billion people have mobile phones, and they could be that much, right? Imagine that we had 5 billion people with mobile phones. That's 5 billion sources. So before that, we used to have just limited limited access to mobile phones information, where we just have to go to Nitel first, or have to go to a particular agency to get news or to get information, right? We don't need that anymore. Mobile phone, right? You can call someone and then get information. On your mobile phone, you can be at the scene of an incident, right? And be an eyewitness. And then you are recording the incident from your phone, and then you are posting it online. You become a source. So if we have 5 billion people with access to smartphones, right? That means we have 5 billion sources in the world. And so that means that, well, depending on the content they are churning out, but then they are still a source, right? They are a source of information at that particular time. So that's how technology has evolved and changed the face of broadcasting for us. However, I'm putting this however, right? I'm supposed to remember whenever an incident happens, what happens? We don't get to call the emergency service first. What do we do? We bring out our phones, we start recording, right? And there's that illusion of freedom. And there's something that happens when I go out to record, or when I go out for reporting, and then I'm asking people questions and we're talking to people, and then someone brings out his phone and the person is recording me as a journalist. For me, it pisses me off, because I'm like, I am not the news. Like, this is the news over there. Don't record me. And that's the illusion of freedom the mobile phone has brought to us. It gives us immense sources. It gives us limitless choices. Then the content that is being churned out, right? We're not we're not, we can't control the content that we're seeing on a daily basis on the internet. And that's, some persons will call it a disadvantage because we can't really predict or determine what we get to see, because the editors in the newsroom, of course, the editors on social media and the algorithms, right, control what we see on a daily basis. And so those are the perks or the evolution of news content and distribution in broadcast. So I want to ask this question: who still watches the box? When I mean the box, I'm talking about the television, right? Who still watches television? Because I've asked a lot of people, and I asked them, do you watch TV at all? And I'm like, it just sits in my house. Some people say they don't even have TV. How many of us still watch TV? Do you guys still watch TV? Oh, cool. What do you guys watch? I want to know what you guys watch.
AIT News.
Journalist Hangouts. Community forum.
Come on there. Tell us to watch the community forum. I'm very good. Hey, I'm listening. Yes, let me try and see those who are raising their hands. Rahima. Okay, can I have you? Okay, news at 10 and news at 7. Oh, Esther says we no longer have a TV. My parents found out nobody uses it. So, yeah, they scrapped it, right? And that's what happens really. And so it brings the question of I'm trying to see your chat. I'm trying to go to the chat. Yeah, found it. Right? So it was given out. Just imagine. And there are people working in media houses, right? And some people used to say that I saw one article, and that article says we have about 740 functional broadcast stations in Nigeria. 740. I don't know how true that is, but I've seen different reports. So that means that we have hundreds, right, of broadcast stations in Nigeria. And you wonder, why are we still having, people are still trying to get license, right, to broadcast. They're still trying to get license. So you're wondering, like, who still watches television? Why are people still getting jobs? Or why are they still trying to, okay, you watch on YouTube, cool stuff. And then you wonder, like, why are people still working in media houses? Why are we not all on our phones doing YouTube lives with our phones and all of that? So I want to just give you a reason, right? A reason to watch TV. Just a reason to watch TV. And I think you said go reason now, right? You go reason now. So why watch TV? Why watch TV? And I'm thinking, just imagine that there is a live sport. How many of us watch football? I'm a fan sometimes, not sometimes, yeah. Manchester United, although we're not doing so well in the Premier League this season, but it's fine. Well, how many of us watch sport programs? And these sports programs, right, you can really appreciate them when you watch them on TV, really. When you watch them on phones, I see you. When you watch them on phones, you may not really get the angle shots, right? Even when you go to, for instance, VAR, you see that box, the screen, right? It gives you that liberty to have like full angle of a particular action or live events. And so that's why TV is still relevant. That's why you see that people are still investing in television. So if you're thinking, I don't need to work in a broadcast station, I don't need to work in a TV house, like, yeah, please, there's plenty of job for everyone to watch, like everyone to be part of it. There are jobs for you in the broadcast industry. There are jobs for you in the broadcast industry. Another thing is that we have local content on TV. We have local content on TV, and that's because NBC guides us. There is a certain percentage of local content you have to put on your TV station, and that's because there are regulations for TV. Although the regulation is also one of the reasons people really want to own a media house, a broadcast media house, particularly TV or radio, because of these regulations, right? For social media, you can decide to, churn out whatever, you can decide to put out whatever on social media. If owners of that medium or that platform do not sanction you, you're free. You can just post anything online. Wait, are you guys raising your hands or something? Are you raising your hand? I see some persons raising their hands. You want to say something? Okay, so for internet, for TV, for instance, you do not need internet or data, right, to watch TV. And particularly for us here in Nigeria, where you have in rural communities, not a lot of people have the means or the equipment to buy data or buy internet or even buy a smartphone. I remember one time I went to one community like that, and the man was telling me that he bought a phone. I know. Thank you. And the man was telling me, I just bought the phone of 15,000 naira. And I looked at him like 15,000 naira. How much is a smartphone? And you need to see the way everybody, like in that area, just were gathering around him and we're just looking at the phone and we were just in amazement. And we were like, wow, 50,000 naira, this phone, wow, 24 months, wow. And I'm like, in Lagos, so people are talking about phone of 1.2 million naira, a smartphone that can do a lot of stuff, And so for in rural communities, right, TV and radio is their go-to. They really don't care about what goes on the internet, and that's why, of course, there's huge spread of fake news, particularly in the rural communities, and misinformation and all of that stuff. So of course, so I want to say, so when people say, okay, TV has its unique strength, no doubt, right? It has its unique strength, and it will continue to be on the media landscape. TV is not going anywhere. You know how we used to fear that, it's like nobody will be reading newspaper again. Guess what? People are still reading newspaper. I think about 10 years ago, we were discussing it in school. Will people still be reading newspaper? This when the internet is coming, everybody will be reading on their phones. People are still buying newspapers. Talk less of television, right? People will still watch television. And the interesting thing, right? Guess what, guys? TV is moving at the speed of light. So they are trying to integrate AI technology, leverage on everything technology has to bring, right, and incorporate it into our usual programming. And I'm very sure very soon you're going to see it. You're going to see it live here in Nigeria. You're going to see it. We'll talk about virtual reality. You are going to see it in our media organizations here in Nigeria very soon. It's just taking us a bit of time to get there. We're still looking for our satellites. So it's taking us a bit of time to get there. So very soon, right, we're going to hit that mark and be able to compete with the CNN, the BBC, and Al Jazeera, and all of those international media organizations. So let's move on to how AI can make our work easier as journalists, right? That's what we want to hear. And I called it the magic of AI, really. And for the magic of AI, for instance, AI. So I think so this is me coming out this week, right? This is last week or so. I was really tired. I didn't know what to write in my script. So what I did was I put my visual on my Adobe Premiere Pro. I exported the audio, right? Are you still with me? Are you still with me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so much. So I exported the audio.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I exported the audio, and then I put the audio on TurboScript AI. Hey, God. When I discovered that TurboScript AI, I'm like, what am I doing? And I put it there, and guess what? Like everything, word for word, it was about 99.8% correct, right? So I'm like, what am I doing? And I picked that transcription, and I take it to a simple WhatsApp letter AI, like as simple as that, and that's how AI it's in your hands, at your tips. Just use it, right? And I take it to Meta AI, and I said, Meta AI, rewrite this, turn it into a broadcast package script. I need to show you that script. That script although it was not perfect, right? And it was not my style of writing. Do you understand? But it was good. Considering AI was not at the event, I only gave AI the audio, and then I told AI to help me rewrite the script in a broadcast manner. And then it gave me something good. And so what I did was I picked it up, I started rewriting it to make it conversational, to make it my own style, because I'm signing off my name, right? To make it my own style because I have my own style of writing. To make it my own style. And voila, I'd saved myself hours, and it came up with a story. I voiced my story, and then I did my story, and I went home on time. So AI is not a bad thing, but use wisely. Use wisely so that you don't get out of job, they don't push you out, so AI can do. So use wisely. So AI can create content. It can even recommend content for you. It can recommend content for you. Like I said, it can also automate scripting and video editing. That's something AI can do. So don't be saying, oh, I need to use AI. And someone said that journalists can be described as the most lazy, hardworking set of people in the world. Like, and so I was wondering, why would you use lazy and hardworking in the same sentence to describe one person, right? To describe a group of people. And that's because we could lazy about thinking of stuff or thinking of what we're going to do with our script or a particular story. But then, what we do creates impact. So that brings that hard-working part. And we particularly for investigative journalists, right, they don't leave a particular story until they see the end of that story. So that's why the person that told us a lazy, hardworking bunch of people. And so AI can also help you, personalize your content, curate a personalized content for you. And then something really interesting, right? It can help you analyze an image or a video, and that analysis can help you tell a better story. So, say for instance, I'm trying to see some of the stories I can use as example, right? For instance, this BBC report. There's a BBC report on. How many of us remember this explosion that happened in Abule Shoba? That's close to Navy Town. How many of us remember that explosion? It affected one school like that. The principal of the school died. How many of us remember the story? And when the BBC did that story, right, they used a lot of AI generated tools to tell that story. And till today, this happened, I think, in 2022. This is what happened in 2022. That report is one of the best reports I've seen ever. That's because they used AI generated tools to explain the time, how, what actually happened, where it happened, who it happened to, how many people were affected, and they used AI generated tools to tell that story. So AI can help you tell a better story. And of course, AI can help you with fact checking. How many of us are familiar with fact checking? Just to signify by raising your hand. Yeah. So AI can help you with fact checking, and that's something. I was telling some persons that came for a seminar here in TBC a couple of months back. That's in June. That a lot of broadcast stations are not using AI, particularly here in Nigeria. They're not using it to tell their stories. Maybe the print online platforms are latching onto it quickly, but broadcast stations are still finding it difficult to incorporate it and bring up something really interesting with AI generated tools, particularly fact checking tools. So this is something you can do as an aspiring broadcaster. You can decide to just have it in fact checking or video analysis, right? And use AI to do all of the magic and look like a magician to everybody, and they're wondering how did she do it, you know? Yeah, AI can also help with chatbots for customer support. So, for instance, if you receive calls at your broadcast company, or you can use ads, to generate some kind of data to know who calls in on a regular basis, right? It can also be used as sentiment analysis for feedback for your station. You can use it to predict, you can use it to monitor your social media, and the list goes on and on. And I want to really streamline it, and I want to quickly go to this one. So I want to ask, Ray, do you think AI can be wrong? I've talked a lot about how AI is convenient. It helps you personalize your content. It gives you diversity and all that stuff, right? Okay, I think Oluwatomo will say something, right? So let's go. Can AI be wrong?
Yes, ma. Good evening, ma. So for me, yes, I think AI can be wrong because I'm a writer, so okay, every one of us here is a writer. So I use it a lot. I make use of it a lot. But there are sometimes I ask for some factual, not factual, but let's say for instance now I want a certain, there was a time I was working on a particular research and I want a particular date dated to the research work, and also I gave my instruction accordingly, and then the information it gave, it was totally different from what I want. So I have to repeat the prompt and the command, and I indicated that okay, what it gave me is not correct. It was until then it was not like okay, and it might not be able to provide a certain information due to its limitation, and also I still believe to an extent that AI can be wrong because I've experienced it.
Cool stuff. It's the way you're asking it that my friend, I think you use this particular thing. It's like we're talking to it. Okay, whose hand is up again? Let me see. So whose hand is up again? Okay, Favor Abimbola. Okay, let's have Favor first, then we'll have Favor first. Favor Abimbola.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Yes.
Yeah, I believe AI can be wrong. AI is human. Anything human beings make still has its own imperfection. And there was a particular time I had something from AI and it was responding to me in Spanish. And I was like, I'm not a Spanish speaker. What are you doing? And it was like, oh, I'm sorry. I speak different languages. I forgot for a moment that we're conversing in English. And I was like, what? Really? So
Amazing.
it's just like that.
Fermi.
Alright, so good evening.
Good evening. It's good to have you.
So I need to kind of apologize. I came late to the house. I was in a meeting and the light went off. So and AI can be wrong in the sense that African students think that attending a training with I remember their name again, with one organization that trains on African story writing, and one of those things we learned from the training is that AI may not be able to, and most cases does not have the database of African related information, and even cultural and background, cultural information, background, and even narratives. AI is very, very low on that, and I think that's why the power AI was created for stuff like that. Actually. So AI can be wrong for database, can be wrong for the database that the creator used for it, in the sense that from which environment was the creator coming from, and which information does the AI have when it was created. So it can be wrong with that.
Thank you very much. Grace, you already spoke earlier, so let me see if I can take someone else. Okay, let me try and read the comments that we have online. So Esther says, I think so, Ma, AI can be wrong if you don't understand what you want to ask AI. or send a question in a way to understand. It will give the wrong message or answer. Very true, like very true. So Michael said, I can relate. I asked Meta.
Good evening, can anyone hear me? Because I can't hear
Oh,
the
Matthew, just give me a moment. Matthew, can you hear me?
last repeat it again.
Matthew. Okay, so Michael says that I asked AI, Meta AI, a question some time ago and it responded in Arabic. Well, very true. Right. Fermi, you already spoke already, right? Fermi. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, I
So,
spoke.
of course, AI can be wrong, and
Oh
there are
my
various
God.
reasons why it's wrong, right? Various reasons. And so, for me, right, the reason I think AI is wrong, and sometimes, not all the time, sometimes, is because we don't really have the infrastructure yet to really, we don't have the infrastructure yet to accommodate kind of data, that AI can bring. We don't have the infrastructure yet. We're still trying to build fiber optic cables, blah blah blah. The Ministry of ICT is still trying to figure that out here in Nigeria, and that's why 5G, in some areas, right, is still a mirage. It's still something that is really far. Even 3G, some places in Nigeria still don't have that kind of network. And data privacy also, there are data privacy concerns, right? And copyright concerns. And of course, just like one of you said, that it has limited knowledge of our stories. So if the story is not online, right, AI can't get it. And there are a lot of our stories are not online. And so that's what distinguishes us as Nigerian or African journalists. Most of our stories are not online, so we can tell our stories. Another thing, of course, is another thing, that I would like to say is that, and some of the reasons why we don't really have our stories, right? And one of the reasons why people are not really embracing AI, right, is because they are afraid of the unknown, fear of the unknown. And I know that some of us in this room also will be thinking, do I still have a future in broadcasting? Maybe I should just go and do business or start a boutique or something. I don't think broadcasting is for me because it's like AI is yet to take our job. How many of us have thought that AI will take our job as broadcasters? AI will take our job. Did you think that AI will take our job? Right? So AI will take our job. AI cannot take our job because we are unique in our own way. Like we're unique. So AI cannot take a job. Yeah, and so that brings me to this. So I call this human AI or human eye. Like we say in our stories, humanize it. So what we do as journalists, right, is humanize AI. As journalists, as broadcasters, what we're going to do with AI is humanize it, because AI is there to help our reporting efficient, help our reporting accurate, particularly our grammar, right? It may not be accurate based on facts, but it can be accurate based on grammar. There are, of course, different tools you can use. Grammarly and even normal Microsoft Word has some of those AI tools that you can use to check your grammar. So you have good tenses, and which is one of the perks of a broadcaster. You have to have good tenses, good command of English, particularly of the language that you're using to communicate. So AI can help you with that. And another thing, how we can humanize AI or make it work for our advantage as broadcasters is we provide the context, the empathy, the nuance for every story. That's what you do as a journalist. You provide the context, you give the empathy, and you create nuance. And we tell that in our stories because broadcasting, right? This is stories that can be heard, read, watched, felt, and that can also take feedback. So we as journalists provide that context. So AI cannot provide context. AI is not the one asking the questions, putting microphone in someone's mouth. AI is not the one showing on in front of the camera. AI is not doing that. So AI cannot take your job, right? What AI does is just augment our capabilities. It cannot replace them. And very interesting, right? Because there is AI and because technology has come to stay, it has also created opportunities for us as journalists. Apart from fact checking area, we can go into fact checking, which is something we are not really big on here yet. But I know people are working on it and people are going to get better with it. And people are making money from it too. Don't think that there's no money in fact checking. People are making money. If you want to make money, just go and begin fact checking. Because there are lots of awards that are coming out. They're already out there for this year. And people are going to get money from those awards. So start doing fact checking. It's something that a lot of people are doing. So start doing fact checking. And that's what AI has created in the broadcast industry. That's an opportunity that it has created. And it has also enabled us to open up the market for AI trainers. So there will come a time where we as Nigerians or Africans will be imputing data. And already, I think one media organization is doing that already. I can't remember the name of the newspaper now. They have their own chatbots too. And they created that so that whenever you go to their chatbots, right, their AI chatbots, you can get stories. If you ask that AI stories about Nigeria, it will give it to you and it will be accurate. And that's because they've been able to feed that particular AI or that system with stories that are peculiar to Nigeria and Africa. So there will come a time where AI or people that are building AI will need it's not like there will come a time. It's like it's here and now. So it's a job you can get for yourself. Like I'm talking about job opportunities you can get for yourself with AI. With the advent of AI or introduction of AI and technology and all that stuff, right? So AI will definitely need people to input data into it. And that's what your story does. So when you write a story, so your story has to be factual. So when you write a story or you do a story or you record a story and then you put it on air, you put it on air, you upload it, AI has taken that story and stored it. So when someone else wants to do a story like that, AI will help that person recall that story. So your stories have to be factual because the information you're putting online is being stored by AI, right? So AI has also created data analysts, digital content creators like we have these days. So the question is, can you outrun AI? Of course not. Because we're humans, right? And AI can crunch data like a second, right? So my advice to you is find a specialty for yourself, because how fast can you run? How fast can you run? Because AI can generate quality voiceover, like in the most sweet voices. It can generate quality voiceover. It can do news summaries for you. AI can even help you create social media posts. But what will differentiate you from AI is you have carved a niche for yourself. Have a niche for yourself. And I used to tell people, even if you did not study communication, you can work in journalism. Because the broadcast world is a very big, it's full of opportunities for a chemist, for a pharmacist, for someone who studied medicine, for someone who studied law. The broadcast industry is that big. So anyone, right, can function. All you need to do is just get, what are the ethics of journalism? Okay, I know that. What are the principles of journalism? Okay, I know that. If you do a few courses here and there, like, you're good to go, and even better than someone that studied mass communication. I'm not saying I studied mass communication, right? And I'm not saying studying mass communication is wrong, right? It's best, it's good. We are the professionals, but I can say that AI has opened up that market. So we as journalists, our core communication students, have to up our game, which is learn and be up to date with these AI generated tools. So let's talk. What do you think will happen in the next decade with AI? Now that we've seen AI and we see what it's doing, and we don't even know what the rewards will come up with in the next 10 years. We already have CNG vehicles, right? I don't know if that will fly in our Nigeria. I don't know if we'll be able to deal with CNG vehicles, right? We are still trying to deal with petrol vehicles. They are bringing in CNG. So, what do you think will happen in the next decade? Anybody? Oh, Communicators Corner wants to say something. Okay, go ahead, sir.
All right. Emmanuel. All right. So I believe some of the things we've outlined that as the limitation of artificial intelligence, I believe over the next couple of years, those things will be worked on. So AI would get scarier. That's something I predict would happen at the end of the day. So, but one thing is, I think yes, because there was this conference I attended and they were talking about artificial intelligence, how AI can has emotion because they played a video of a robot. Though I know it cannot be like humans, but generally like they were kind of like dispelling some of those should I say theories that AI does not have emotions, AI cannot like relate as an human would. So I believe this is just the early stage of AI, and AI is doing a whole lot of things from generating amazing voiceovers. So that's why I'm still scared that, but I know that eventually we will not be replaced, but it's still very, very scary because I know that AI is going to beat the limits, honestly. But especially when it comes to tasks that are repetitive, what you can repeat. Though there'll still be that element of human touch. But I'm still scared for the future, honestly. But I know that if you're able to evolve with the technology, then you'll be among those few humans still operating in broadcasting. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That you have to carve it for yourself. So let me tell you, AI. I'm going to let me before I get to some slides that I have to this hypothesis. Let me take miracle. Uluwatomiwa. Yes, let's go.
Alright, thank you, man. So personally, I feel like AI will be very, very much more advanced. But one thing is certain, as much as they will serve as they will be like in form of an advanced tool, like they will grow really, really advanced. One thing is certain is that they'll put off some people of their work because if that's he said we have to have a niche and us to be able to like retain what we to be able to retain our position. So it is the niche that will actually define us because one thing is that in AI can't work as human, no matter how much they want to try to make it perfect and all. But it will not dispute the fact that they will still put some people off their work. But their advancement will not at the same time take over the whole world functioning because they are still not human and they will not be human no matter how much they get advanced. But it's not disputing the fact that yes, there might be a lot of maybe I don't know if I can use the term unemployment. The fact that AI is doing this, AI is doing this, AI is doing this. Now it's not be like those people that will be occupied or doing something at the moment are like those that actually have a niche and are very more intentional and more advanced with their skills. That no, I have my own area of expertise too. I have my own unique way of handling things that a machine can't do for me. So that's how I feel that's the way I'm moving to like the era of be creative with your own uniqueness because machine is everywhere now.
Very good point. Jeremy, quickly. Jeremy.
Alright, so I want to say that AI can be scary, but I think it will be so wonderful if you are an all-rounder. Even though you have niche, like Kemi Bushari said, the latest story he made that granted him Emmy Award was that he was a fact checker and he had a break and he wrote the story and he gave him awards. So being an all-rounder also helps in saying that for me, I've attended training on solution journalism, data journalism, fact checking, climate and so on. So I don't know. For me, it's just like trying to know a bit of many things. So when even you are trying to carve a niche with your experience in other areas, you'll be able to like find a way of bringing that comprehensive experience to whatever niche you are having and to make it so exceptional. Because what we are having in the next stage is maybe AI controlling missiles, AI controlling bombs, AI controlling Bitcoin, AI controlling money, and a whole lot. And the capitalists are already afraid that what's next. So that's just how it is.
So before I allow Favor and Matthew, we're in the ring. I want to say first off, right? Don't be scared. I know we're talking about AI is scary and all of that stuff, but in life, and in one of the slides I've mentioned fear of the unknown, which is why some persons have not really embraced AI, really. But really, what can we lose when AI comes? As it presents itself, when it gets an upgrade, you as a human, you're getting an upgrade also. You're learning something new. You're learning how to do your work better and smarter. And like some people say, like, why are we working hard when we can work smart? You get? So for those who can start working smart on time, you get to start being ahead of AI. So whenever there is an upgrade for AI, like you get the upgrade. Not like you'll be at level 0 when AI is already on level 70 and you're still trying to use ChatGPT. Do you get what I'm saying? When there are hundreds of AI generated tools that is available and you cannot still know how to use one. So say for instance, right, there's TikTok, there's Instagram, there's Facebook, and all of those media, right? Social media platform. And I was reading a report today, and the report was really interesting, right? To see that so if you don't know how to even use some of these normal Facebook and all of this social media platforms, yes, how do you now compete with the hosting tools of these days? And the hosting tools are even one of the simplest tools that can be used for fact checking. So I don't want us to be scared of AI generated tools. I want us to embrace them and own it. I'm also doing that. So it's like me. I'm going for trainings also. I'm doing trainings. Okay, AI cannot take photojournalistic pictures, and AI can never handle it. Cool. I'm very sure of that. Go back. When satellite is taking pictures, what do you think? Well, it can. AI can do it. Well, so when we're talking AI, right, we're talking artificial intelligence, not human intelligence. So, for instance, I could put in a command on my phone or a camera to say, take a picture in 3 seconds. And I leave the place, right? And it will do it. Do you get? Satellite images, they can be taken. And these are AI generated tools. They are computer doing it on them. Okay. So let me take Fable before I go to my other slides and then we'll Fable, yes.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, so in years to come, I believe AI will get scary indeed. Because yeah, I'm not saying we should use AI because AI will assist us, and I believe that as humans too, we should upgrade ourselves, as you said earlier. Let's know a little bit about everything, yes, to stay ahead of AI. Because I watched a movie where we had AI terrorists, and it was so hard for humans to get rid of them. So, and if we are starting to picture something like that now, what of in years to come for real, and we actually have AI terrorists? So, because they also have emotions. I remember there was a day I was telling Meta AI how my day went, and it was very funny because it was relating to me, with me, like a normal human being. So, they do have emotions.
Why was it exactly? Someone saying I'm AI assisting, who asked them?
Yes, so we should just stay on top of our games, and maybe we'll beat AI one day. I doubt.
Don't worry. I mean, okay, Matthew, let me have it quickly. Matthew, I know what that AI. Matthew.
Good evening, Ma. Yeah, thank you so much for the wonderful teaching and for the wonderful session so far. For me, I would say in the next decade, the future of AI will be more demanding. There will be more demand. We were taught demand and supply in economics in school. So I just feel in the next decade, the demand will even be more than it is presently. You understand? We still see that in some broadcast stations, like you mentioned, they don't do fact check, they don't do AI. Some, as a matter of fact, some reporters don't even use ChatGPT. You know,
Yeah.
some people would say it wasn't like that in the olden days, or they weren't taught like that. Like I met a reporter during the
They will
protest,
soon be out of business, so they will soon be out of business. I tell you the truth.
Exactly, man.
They'll be out of
So I met him during the
very true.
I met him during the protest. Yes, ma'am.
I can share with you. So I was sitting on a panel. We're trying to So this is just because of the strain. I'm saying because of the strain, right? So I'm sitting on a panel. We're trying to employ someone as a reporter here. And one of the questions my superior had asked him is, what is your social media? What do you want? What are you want on social media? And so what we're asking is, how many followers do you have? What's your engagement like on social media? Because things are really right. In Nigeria, the media landscape, right? As much as we give television, radio, the conventional, traditional media gives credibility to any news story, right? The social media platforms are the go-to sources for millions of people. So before they get to tune into your TV station, right? They are first tuning into the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you don't have that knowledge or that background or that foundation, having your social media. So like I was at the training today and the person was saying, I could just go Google you. Like whatever I see on social media, that's who you are. Right? So whatever you put on social media, of course you have to be careful, right? So that whatever information that's on social media is actually the representation of you. So we should not be scared of AI or internet or whatever the technology is given to us. And it's going to be really fast paced. So the earlier we start embracing it, loving it, using it, and working smart, right? Better for us. So no longer we will work hard, we will do solely. We will not use AI, we will not use AI, we will use our brain. I'm not saying you should not use your brain. I use my brain. Like my documentaries, I use my brain. AI is not helping me direct the kind of questions or tell me, oh, this man is so called. AI is not telling me that. I can see that for myself because I'm on the field, right? But I'm using AI to help me correct my English, my sentences, my tenses. I'm using AI for that. I could even ask AI, what kind of questions can I ask the governor on, for instance, I interviewed the governor of Borno State recently, right? And I asked him, I didn't know what to ask him. So I asked AI, please tell me questions to ask governor of Borno State. And AI suggested what kind of questions I could ask him. But I changed it because AI, of course, was not up to date about the information I already got from her. But then, who is in Borno State? Do you get what I'm saying? So what it does is gives you that tenses, the structure, what kind of questions you can ask. But then what you do is bring it to now, because AI is not informed. AI doesn't know about breaking news. It only knows about what people have posted online or given. For instance, if you are at the scene of an incident, are you AI? Would AI know what you're doing? If you take a picture on your phone, if you don't post it online, internet still does not know that you snapped that picture, except someone hacked your phone. You get what I'm saying? So AI in the future, I just want to run through and then we finish this session and then you can ask you questions, right? It's going to give us seamless streaming, rise in immersive tech. I'm going to see this virtual reality very soon. I'm telling you, very soon. I'm saying it very soon. We will see this. And of course, there will be a convergence of TV, internet, social media platforms, and it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be, if you don't see it that way, you have a problem. You have a problem. Yeah. And this is the most important takeaway for me, right? To tell you that there is room for everyone. Don't let anybody lie to you that there's no room. There is room for everyone. So, but carve a niche for yourself. So, if you want to, I'll give examples. Sharon Ijason that works with us in TVC, right? Everybody knows Sharon Ijason for labor and for education stories. I didn't just laugh at any. She's known, if you bring that woman, she's a wealth of knowledge because she has been covering Lagos State for close to 16 years. So there is no story you will ask her about any governor that has governed Lagos, right? Yes, I live in Lagos. Inside Lagos. There is no story you will ask her. There is no information you will ask her that she does not have about any governor that has served in Lagos. And that's having a niche for yourself, right? If you take a look at all of these journalists, all of them, particularly the names that you hear, and then you see them get awards now, they have been at it for years. Yes, she still works at TVC. They have been at it for years. And you need to have a niche for yourself. You need to have a niche for yourself. You need to have a niche for yourself. Yeah. So this is me without makeup and all of that stuff. I'm a church girl. I love journalism. And see you on the field. Thank you so much. Thank you for making it successful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so I have like questions to ask.
So if you have any questions, sorry, questions.
Please, if you have questions, just raise up your hand. Thank you. Okay. Ma, you can go ahead. I think there are a few people raising up their hands.
Okay, let me just open up the queue. Okay, so let me first. Okay, follow me. First off.
Alright, so my question can be kind of personal. So I'm on a fellowship with the Liberalist organization, and I've at several times seen the investigative center, Wally Soyinka Investigative Center of Journalism, and something like that. So I kept wondering what they do there, because Wally Soyinka is a fiction writer and he writes literary books. So I'm like, what is it like for fellowship in Wally Soyinka Investigative Journalist Center? Because for liberals, what we do is proceed on writing and nothing more than proceed on writing. What we do is writing defense of liberty. So I'm like, what is it like? And my second question is so throughout your experience in broadcast journalism, what is your biggest kind of advice for an upcoming broadcast journalist? Because though I'm doing fellowship with the liberalist, and what we do is legal writing. I also intend at a broadcasting corporation. So I want to ask, what was like your biggest advice? Because most people like, when you want to be a journalist, that's not available to intern, work with organization, learn, and so on like that. But I've been in the corporation and done a whole lot. But at some point, I still feel there is still more. Like, what's your biggest advice? So that's my thing.
Okay, so let me just try and answer you straight up so that we don't have like a lot of questions about it. So you're asking, what does it take to be a fellow of the Wally Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism? Am I right? Follow me.
Okay. For no, like, I mean, what does it take? Yeah, what's the application for that?
Okay, so the Wally Soyinka Center for Investigative Journalism has a couple of projects. So when I mean projects, so sometimes they get from their partners, they get some grants, and then they embark on specific projects. So Report Women Fellowship is one, and I think that's like the fellowship they have. But on a yearly basis, they come up with projects. I know there was one time they did a remote project, something on electricity. In 2020, which was my first engagement with them, they did something on COVID-19 pandemic. And their stories, the stories that they like is more of investigative stories. And so the fact that they are connected with Wally Soyinka, who is just a writer, who is not just a writer, of course, he's a writer, a respected writer, is the fact that Wally Soyinka stood for something. And his books speak volumes about what he wanted to change and how he wanted to change the narrative in Nigeria. And so that's why we see that they're a bit connected with Wally Soyinka. For the center itself, based on the project that we do, you apply for the project, you become a fellow, right? If you apply for the project, if you apply for the project and then you're selected and then you go through a training, maybe like 3 months training or thereabouts, then you can become a fellow. But I know for women, yeah, for report women program, the report women program is more flexible and much more interesting. That has a bigger structure and it's very deliberate because the center wants to try and increase the number of women journalists because we realize that when you go to classes, communication class, you see a lot of women, right? And then yes, women helping women. You see a lot of women, right? But when you come to the newsroom, you won't see a lot of women. Do you understand? You don't see a lot of women on the field. Marriage happens, culture, religion, family, biases, all of these things affect the woman and then they fizzle out. So this project is very deliberate to getting women to stay in the newsrooms and to become credible sources. That what I mean credible sources, resource persons for news organization. Yeah. Then you asked what's my biggest advice. I think I have two. Yeah, I think I have two. One, have good character. Good character. It may not pay off initially, but it pays off in the long run. Because guess what? The journalism world is a very small world. See, ask Matthew. When we go to the field and we see ourselves, forget the fact that we're trying to look for scoop or the best stories, best angle, or I'm trying to compete. I'm competing with everybody I see on the field. I'm competing with them, but we're friends. I will not do anything to jeopardize your work. And that's building good character. And when you're not there, someone will recommend you for a particular job. So have good character so that anybody can attest to that character and recommend you anywhere. Have good character. And I think the second advice I would give is find a purpose. You know why you are actually in the profession. You know why you are. See, the journalism profession is like, I don't want to compare it to the journalism profession is like being a doctor because what you want to do is correct something, make something right. So if you don't have a purpose, you'll be frustrated. Like today, I was very upset today. Like today has been labalu everywhere. They said I would go for an assignment. The assignment was cancelled. I changed. I was trying to get ready for my slides. Then my assignment editor called me and said, okay, I should go to Marriott Hotel. There's one boring assignment there. I went there. I sat through, like, I've been there since 11. I just got back around 6:30. So I was rushing down to get to a quiet place to settle down and just be prepared for the presentation and all. I've still not done the report, right? So have a purpose why you're doing the job, because if you don't, people will frustrate you. You will just do the job and go and open it. Thank you very much. Second question. I've talked so much. Okay. Okay, communicators corner. Okay, let's take communicators corner.
All right. Thank you so much, Ma, for accepting our invitation once again. So you made mention of something in your presentation. You spoke about like the entry level for broadcast and journalism in general, that you don't need to study mass communication for you to like delve into that field. So like, what advice do you now have for us that are in that field? Since, because that's one of the issues I have with the entry level is too low. So someone studies medicine and surgery, he has a path of becoming a doctor and he can switch to journalism like that. While you like study mass communication, you cannot go to the operating room and do anything. So like, what advice do you have regarding that? So I have another question, but maybe I'll allow you to take it in bits.
This one is very, very simple, right? So my advice to you is, it's linked to the first one, right? To the first and second answer I gave, which is find a purpose for yourself. Guess what? The people that didn't study mass communication, that just dabbled into it and just felt it, I think I can write. they have a purpose. Do you know? They have a purpose for after studying medicine for 7 years. You think it's easy to just dump it and go and do something else and start writing? No, it's not easy. They have a purpose. And that's where we get wrong as communicators, as people who study mass communication. The reason we study mass communication is probably maybe we couldn't get law, we don't want to study English, mass comm is simple, we not do mass. I might say your reasons for studying mass communication, you know. And then we just felt, okay, what other course, what other course? I don't want to do political science, what other thing? Mass comm. Do you get? And it does not show that we have a purpose. Because if you teach a profession with purpose, right? From your school days, you're already doing stuff because you have a purpose for what you want to do. So my advice to communication students, have a purpose and upgrade yourself. Because you have the time, you understand the ethics of journalism, you know the profession, like you know it through. So you are the ones that will teach the medicine guy, you are the one that will teach the lawyer. When the lawyer is saying what is this supposed to say, I don't want to say, no, that's not what we do as journalists. As journalists, is what you do. But if you don't have a purpose, that's when you start, you're now scared of them because you feel like they're professionals in another field. I studied mass communication, first degree, second degree mass communication. I hold masters in mass communication, right? And I still don't regret it. I don't regret it. Maybe if I regret, maybe I thought maybe I should have studied English. I don't regret, maybe because I want to write well, I want to finish them. But I don't regret it. Okay, so have a purpose and follow through. So if it is, I know a colleague of mine that writes on persons with disability, Blessing Olatunjoye, she has decided that she will stick with that topic. And guess what? That topic will make room for her. And that's how she goes to all these conferences. Because if you want to talk about person with disability, just go and meet Blessing Olatunjoye. People will recommend that this person can do it better. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's how it is. Yes.
Thank you very much for that beautiful response. So my next question is, we are speaking about artificial intelligence. So like, what are the daily tools? Like, how do you integrate artificial intelligence in your work? So what tools do you recommend? What is your workflow in terms of artificial intelligence? And a connected question is, aside studying mass communication, so are there certifications, are there trainings you took that has been like improved you? So like you can share with us as well, man. Thank you.
Communicators Corner. Sorry, that was I didn't get to hear the last thing.
All right. So aside studying mass communication, like are there other trainings, certifications, and any other exposure, like any other opportunity you expose yourself to, and you recommend for mass communication students to take? So just to improve themselves. Yeah, so that's the question. So what are your AI tools, the AI tools you use, and any other training?
AI tools, I'm still trying to discover everything because for me, I'm trying to do AI tools. We'll do it together. So me, I don't like you doing I'm like this is also of course persons tools which I'm practicing. Also I still don't have everything. Trying to learn how to use everything every day. Like, I'm trying to use it. I'm googling, I'm doing research, and I'm trying my hands on it. I work. I'll try it again the next day. I'm using Meta AI. I'm using TurboScript to transcribe. And that's, I don't know, maybe they will still start paying for it. But I mean, for now, I'm still using it. It's still free. TurboScript. Put your audio on it and then it transcribes 99.8%. I tell you, like, it's so sweet to use. For editing, I'm still, of course, using my normal Premiere Pro. I'm talking broadcasting now, particularly TV, Premiere Pro to edit. And there are a number of tools, right? And it's very specific. So if you want to do social media content, there are tools to use for that. If you want to do script writing, there are tools to use for that. So the tools there are a lot of them. Yeah. The second question is, what's the let me try and put it in the chat box for you. Turbo scripts. I put it here. Scripts. AI. That's it. Yes. Then last name will be here. I see it. Then trainings that I recommend. So if you want to be a broadcaster, you work for TV, radio. So one of the trainings that I had is go to FRCN. Although it's not in my CV, says I went to FRCN. But go to FRCN to have that training for voiceover and all of that stuff and presentation. And then what that training do I think you need? AI, have trainings on fact checking. Like I told you that AI is like the future, right? So have trainings that will help you use all of these tools well. So me, I'm the one. Thank you, Matthew, for recommending this academy, RT Academy. Like I'm there, I'm learning every day. So when I see any training, I apply. I know the way to make even if I've heard it before, I apply. So don't think any training is useless. It can help your profession because like tell us in journalism, right? You know a bit about everything, right? So that's what they talk about journalism. So yes, RT Academy, yes. Maybe for the next cohort, maybe apply also. Yeah, but I'm learning a lot from the academy right now. Yeah, I'm learning a lot from it. Yeah, I think I've answered the question, right? And then
Yes,
listen to other people. Yeah, listen to find a media organization or a news channel that you like, which is what I did, and then find someone you want to pattern yourself with, so that you will be able to judge yourself. Like, so maybe the way the person reads the news or reports, you can learn a few things from them. Like I watch a lot of people. I watch the BBC and I watch their reports. Sometimes I go to Reuters. I'm going to be reading straight. That does not concern me. I'm reading. I want to write my scripts well to get so yeah. That's it. Yeah.
Thank you, ma.
Okay. So where's the next person? Okay. What time am I supposed to close? Let's see. Open here again. Okay. Let me take Khadija. Miracle. After Khadija, just go. Thank you. Khadija, you there? Thank you, Matthew. Okay. Miracle. I think Khadija is trying to unmute.
Okay, ma. Thank you so much for the discussion so far. I've really learned. Okay, I think. Can you hear me, ma?
Yes, I can hear you. Just like Khadija is not unmute when we ask her to unmute. Now she wants to unmute.
So should I continue?
Just continue. Yes, she has muted.
Okay. So I'll say thank you so much for the session. I've discovered a lot. Thank you. So my question now is actually say about the AI. There was a part where you mentioned that we can use AI to fact check. I would like you to explain more on that and how to go about that. And like you said, I think while answering one of those questions also, you said that they're still trying to learn more about the AI tools, balancing the use of AI and all. So if you can share more experience on that and how we can actually make use of that for the benefit of our work, and probably if there's a way you can okay, let me now be personal, as one of us are saying too. I would also be interested in in that growth phase of the proper use of AI. So that's one of my questions. Okay, let me allow you to answer that before I ask the other hour.
Okay, so some of the tools you can use, you can just go to this website, essentials.com. Right? Yeah, there's also the Power chatbot link. Yes, that's it. So you can go to the Power. The Power is an AI generated tool that you can use, just like Meta AI, right? Meta AI is just another tool you can use. Go to essentials.com amidst.com, you'll find a number of tools you can use, and they all have their usage. Like if you click on it now, you see. Okay, let me try and share the screen for you. Let me try and share the screen so that you see some of the things that are there that you can explore. I know some of the people on this call already. You already know what I'm talking about. So you can see that if you want to, for instance, fact check a video or a picture or something, these AI tools can help you fact check those images or videos, or even help you analyze. Who posted it on Facebook, so you can click on it, and then you can see what was there. You can copy an ID, like the link, drop it here, and then the URL, drop it here, and then it starts to help you with search, right? So there are a number of tools you can use. Facebook graph search, look up ID to find the Facebook users unique ID, Google Maps, which is one of the most used, Google Earth, Yandex. And I'm going to show you some reports that they were like that they used these tools to, write and produce, and they were fantastic reports. Let me try and see. For instance, this one used to wow me. This flightaware.com. And it used to wow me a lot. So with that particular tool, right, you can get the number of flights that are running at a particular time, and so AI tools are crazy. You get they're not like crazy, but like radar box. So radar box, like you can see the number of flights. Like in real time, you can see live button there. Okay, I'm sorry, music again a little bit. Let me see. Okay, so let me try and do another one. So, for instance, if you see this, you can see this AI tool now. This Ocean, one of the Ocean tools, right? This is radar box, and then it shows you the number of flights. You can see where flights are. So from this you can get a story. Do you understand? To know how many flights are coming into Africa, for instance, by the hour. Can you see it now? So for instance, if you go to, let's try and go to Ross here. Alright, so for instance, this is Nigeria, this is where we are, right? And so from here you can start looking at how many flights are currently running, or which flight is going out of Nigeria, where are they going. Do you get? So you can come up with a story from this. So these are some of the tools you can use. Okay, you can't see anything. You still can't see anything.
I can see it, ma.
Hello?
I can also see it
Fair
too.
on me.
I think it is network.
And it's none of them I'm going to of this way. So yeah, so these are some of the tools you can use, and that's what I said, that we have to start using these tools to get the hang of it, because forget it. You see this one that I'm showing you, it's maybe like the one they were showing me maybe like a couple of years back. There will be new ones, and if we cannot deal with the simple ones like this, we will be lost. Wait, I'm learning it. We'll be learning together, right? So that's what I have to say. What other question did you ask me? Your Samsung is tired, Bele. Let me see. What is my biggest challenge as a broadcast journalist? My biggest challenge. My biggest challenge is not knowing what I wanted to do with the profession at the beginning when I started. Like, I'm sad that after 5 years is when I actually decided, oh, I need to have a purpose for this profession. So I feel like I would have worked smarter in the last 5 years if I had known. And then my biggest challenge for now is merging work. And it's always been a challenge. Merging work with family, with I teach in a school because I'm trying to open up myself to a new thing. So merging it together and still trying to deliver on my work here. That's my biggest challenge for now. How can we earn as a broadcast journalist? It depends. If you work in a media organization, of course you'll be earning salaries, right? Like I said, to earn money as a journalist is apply for grants. If you go to i79media.com, for instance, there are a number of grants you can apply for. To apply for grants, and this is paying money that you can use. You cannot use all the money to do your reports now. It's not possible. You cannot use all the money to do your reports. So apply for grants. You can get money from the grants. Apply for grants. So you can get money. What other question is there? Okay, Matthew. Yes.
Thank you so much for the great teachings. Can you hear me, ma'am?
I can hear you.
Thank you so much, Auntie Sarah. I know that normally in the broadcast profession, we address ourselves as names rather, but I choose not to address you as with your name. Let me say, Auntie Sarah, thank you so much. You have been a great personality, and some of my senior colleague, that a great personality. I met you during my undergraduate too, so and I didn't know that I would actually meet you on the field too. I didn't know that we'll be covering stories together on the field. And some of my students too that I teach, they are on this call because I told them, I made it mandatory for them because they attended the fact-checking seminar you organized for us at CBC Communications, and some of them are here. So I told them that they must attend because when we got to class, when we were discussing, they were like, they enjoyed you. They did. I said, if you enjoy Auntie Sarah, so you must attend another seminar she is, taking today. Thank you so much. I haven't said all that. So my question is just, I know that at times we journalists, we are given tasks to cover stories, and you made mention of fact checking, and the way it works in the newsroom at times, for some newsroom, I won't want to say all the newsroom, you don't have the time to now start fact checking where an event is taking place or what has probably happened. You have to probably get there, on the field. And then when you get back home to cover the story, to do a package, you don't necessarily have that time, because I don't know how it works, but in some stations, you must definitely make the news of that day. So before you get your script together, before you voice it, before they edit it and everything, you are pressed for time. And the editors doesn't want to hear story. Even the producer of the news doesn't want to hear story. They want to make sure that it meets the news bulletin. So my question is, how do you handle fact checking in between all this? Knowing fully well that fact checking is rigorous. It takes time. It takes, concentration. And it takes a lot of, you don't want to fact check a story or fact check it and then you want to do it in a fast. You need to get yourself together. So my question is, in the process of you going out with a driver, going to cover a story, trying to get reports from eyewitness or from sources, how do you handle that? How do you handle fact checking in those process? That's my question, to make sure that even your report is as timely as meeting the news bulletin of the day. Thank you, ma'am.
So first thing, right? When in doubt, leave out. When you're in doubt of a fact, leave it, because you don't want to have given a wrong information to your public. So respect your public, respect your audience. Don't give them wrong information. So when you're in doubt of a particular figure of fact, leave it out. without it, your story will be complete. If you still need it for your story, leave the story. As in, go and make sure, ensure that you get the facts right. And fact checking, really. So these tools are just AI generated tools. Let's not forget that humans first, right, are even, particularly if someone is at the center of a particular story, you can easily pick up the phone and call this person, right? Or just report, oh, we've been trying to get this person, right? But we still can't get him to verify this story. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for instance, yesterday there was a story that a helicopter crashed in Port Harcourt. It was on its way to Port Harcourt, or it went for seashore and offshore stuff, NNPC officials, right? So initially when we saw the story, right, we didn't want to use the story. But when we now saw it, when we saw it was when we saw it on NNPC website, on their Twitter page, and all that stuff, yes, we could now confirm the story. Do you understand? So when in doubt, leave out though. Let me tell you what, I don't know if we have time, but there's a story. How many of us remember Junior Pope? Do you remember Junior Pope? This actor
Yeah,
that died
yes, ma'am.
on sea. That story. Hey God. So TVC were reporting that the guy, so it's 7 p.m. You know what first drinking is now. Don't laugh. And TVC reported that the guy is alive. Junior Pope alive. Junior is alive at 7 p.m. Meanwhile, this guy don't die. And the reason we wrote that he was alive was because, so we had two people on the field, right? We had the cameraman and the reporter, and we were not synchronizing information. Now, the reporter we had didn't want to say the guy was dead on the field because people could lynch him, because people wanted to just believe that the guy was still alive. They were hoping for a miracle, right? And 7 p.m. we reported that the guy was alive. 10 p.m. we come here say, if like this guy don't die, that we reported that he was alive at 7 p.m. Do you know what we would have done, right? Is to leave out the story. Do you understand? And get confirmation first off before carrying the story. And that's what every media organization does. Do your fact checking. If you cannot fact check it, leave out the information. It's not needed. That's my advice. Thank you very much. Any other person? Sorry. I think, yeah, we're done, right?
I don't know if anyone else has any other question. Thank you so much, Ma. Thank you. I'm pretty sure that everybody